morning, OB Acre fans. I'm driving over to take this part back. It's April 20th, on a Thursday. I wanted to do a little video on my tractor. Everybody's kind of wondering about it, but just a quick one. It is fixed, I think. We ran it over an hour last night and it worked pretty good, but I'll tell you what happened. But first off, I want to thank everybody that's tried to help me, and everybody has helped me immensely. At least learn, if nothing else, learn about that thing and how it works. And I know way more about it than I ever wanted to know. But I want to thank RJ Farms YouTube channel, Ryan. He helped me locate if I want to delete it, and he helped me informationally wise because he's a technician and he's really good. Nice to meet him and talk to him on the phone. It was very nice. Also, my other mechanic that I usually use, but he's swamped all the time, Eric Stover. He's helped me troubleshoot. He's the one that told me how to troubleshoot the WEMA unit. That's a video you've seen before that. How to determine whether there's any leaks or anything in it. And then he's gonna help me down the road if I need to do some other things to it that I'm sure you're understanding. Then my nephew Adam, he came out and reset the computer, reset the stop fault because I couldn't even move it anymore, and he troubleshooted, did a bunch of tests, and we had it pinpointed down to what we thought it was. I'm sure if Adam would have stuck with it, if we would have went out and ran it, if we would have had time. It just takes time. It takes hours when these type of faults. I mean, I could run that thing for a half hour before it would fall, and it was like clockwork. It would do that, and I'm sure he would have found it pretty fast if we would have had time to run it and all that. But I really want to thank Adam, and he came right out that evening because Homeyers that I bought it from couldn't make it until yesterday. And so then Wednesday, Wade from Homeyers, he's their best guy. He does all the electronic stuff, and he's a really good troubleshooter. So he come out, he called me. He got there like 11 o'clock or something yesterday morning. Started doing all the tests and troubleshooting, and he ran a bunch of tests. We took the nozzle out and set it in the bucket, and it was firing perfectly. The pressure looked good. So then we decided to take it out in the field. We ran it for the half hour, and then with his computer hooked up, and he watched the pressure start to drop at about 20 minutes. The pressure just started it's supposed to be 70 psi at full pressure. It would just drop, and when it gets down below 7 psi, that's when it faulted out. So, long story short, we did some other stuff, but we decided to replace that DCU because that's what we thought it was. That's what Adam thought it was, and that's what I thought it was. And even Wade, he agreed that's got to be the problem. But the pump's has a pinhole and it can't hold. I don't know. So I ran over to Bellevue. That's where I'm headed now to take the core back that we replaced. Put that in. It did help a little, but it still faulted. It had a half hour, it was starting to drop. So this was like 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock when he was here after we replaced it. And he kept saying, "You replaced that, clean that screen right?" Yeah, I cleaned it. So but eventually he took the screen, the little inline screen out, and it had a little bit of stuff on it. But he cleaned it, and it ran a little better. But then he said, pressure didn't drop as fast, but it was going to fall after a half hour. He says, there's something in that tank. So we took it over, and my son had drained it like 2 weeks ago and put fresh def in it. But there's other circumstances that happened. But anyhow, when we took the WEMA unit out, you looked down in there was crap down in that tank. And he thinks it sucked. There were some bugs down in. I mean, it wasn't full because when you emptied it out, nothing. It all come out clear, but there was like solids down in there. And he cleaned it out. We flushed it out with water and vacuumed it out with the shop vac. Put it back together, cleaned the screen again, and this was like 8 o'clock last night. We ran it. It ran over an hour, and so I'm running at the Bellevue. I'm going to put this in, and the other thing was before he left, after it ran, we were running like 45 minutes, and then no problems. He hooked his laptop back up to it, and the pressure was still at 70%, so the pressure never dropped after 40 minutes. So there was this shit in the bottom. That little pickup tube might have even got plugged up, but it don't take much to plug that little screen. And what you got to remember on these tier 4a def systems, that little, every time you shut the key off, it back flushes that screen because it empties out the lines. So when you go to check it, that screen might not look that dirty, but if you checked it, like if you killed the power, like if you somehow killed the cutoff, the battery cutoff, and stopped in time, where if you checked it then, it's probably plugged up. So it's kind of a false indication. So just remember that. So there's no videos out there on this that I could find troubleshooting it. And he's never seen this happen before, but you technicians might see this again. So check the tank next time, and draining it out ain't enough. You got to take it out, you got to clean it out. I would have liked to just use the pressure washer, but we kept flushing it out with water, and then he actually took my shop bag. I had Austin made a long wand for it, and we sucked all the shit out of it, cleaned it out good. And it's good that we put fresh def in it, and luckily I bought some more def yesterday. So we put that back in it, and it ran. Like I say, I'm hoping I'm gonna try it today again, and hopefully it's all cleared up. I gotta replace the valve, and I gotta do some other stuff to it this winter or this summer, but for the most part, I think we're hoping we're fixed. And I can't say enough about Wade. He stuck with it. He wasn't gonna leave till it was fixed. But I understand that kind of stuff because I used to do service, and it's very frustrating when you can't figure something out like that. But I guess it kind of makes sense now, but it's still, it was like at a half hour every time that thing would fall out. Exactly a half hour. So it would plug that screen up. You'd see that pressure start dropping, and it was always at a half hour. And when he checked it before he left, it was still at 70 psi. That's full pressure. And also, he noticed the pump wasn't running as fast either, so the pump wasn't having the pump's variable speed, and the pump wasn't having to try as hard to get to the 70 psi. Before, it kept trying harder to get there. But so that, we thought, well, the pump's got a little hole in it or something, and when you're under load, I don't know. But when we stopped, it wouldn't recover, so it should have known that's when he thought the screen had to be the screen. So that's where we're at. I'll do an update later, but that thing's it seems like it has loads of power now, more power than it ever had. I was pulling that soil finisher, and it was just playing with it. So, and the 9130 always has tongue hanging out, so I was pulling it deeper and faster and with no effort. So that's where we're at, and hope everybody enjoys and gets some use out of this video for future problems anybody ever has. And I just want to thank everybody that helped me, and good luck with your farming season. Well, it's a continuation of my last video. The tractor seems to be fixed. It's been running over an hour. My brother Bill here, I'm teaching him how to run this thing.
Yeah, I'm not really running it, I'm just sitting here.
Yeah, he's teaching him how to use the auto steer.
You're an idiot.
Yeah, but it's a lot of buttons and stuff, but we're just doing some trial runs here, and he wanted to be on the channel, so I figured I'd put him on here for a little bit. But so far it's going all right. I'm only running about half throttle, pulling this 30-foot finisher deeper than I ever pulled it, and it's just playing with it. So that's beeping at us, and we're coming to the end of the row. But he's getting on to it pretty nice. Might have a hard time keep staying awake. But
yeah, that might be the problem.
But steers it yourself.
I'll be okay. I feel pretty good.
Yeah. But everything is working right now. I hope it continues to work. It works really good. I just can't believe how easy it pulls it. I mean, that's kind of what I was hoping for, but you just never know when you buy something new like this. want to get through the day and using it, and then I'll probably call the dealership and tell them at least call the mechanic or text them and say how that it's everything's good. So we're working this ground, and some of it was just last fall of corn stalks. You can see it out there. It was all disc. Some of it was chisel plow, but I might put some beans in here today. I don't know. I'm not sure. See how ambitious I get. But we're just trying to make sure we can move forward. It's supposed to be some bad weather this weekend, or just colder, rainier weather. So
There's like big chance of rain Saturday or
yeah. Here, that's all we're doing. We're just trying to get comfortable with this machine. So everything's hunky dory. So thanks for watching, and
good one.
catch you next time. Now there she goes. Bill's gonna work this ground. I'll go get that sprayer emptied out. Maybe get the bean planter out. Just plays with it.